You are welcome to another episode of Moments with Ifan. Today we have in the building someone that I respect so much, and his name is Pastor Samuel Anakaa. Pastor Sam is a New Testament metropolitan teacher of the gospel, conference speaker, and a life coach with a mandate to raise young people to greatness, equip them with leadership skill and healthy mind in relationship partnership. He is the lead pastor of a vibrant multi-ethnic church, the Love City Center, Jalingo, Taraba State. He believes everyone has a chance to live a great life with the right information and discipline. Pastor Sam, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on this show.
It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you so much.
I've looked forward to this, and it was really happy. Thank you so much.
The pleasure is mine.
All right, Pastor Sam, let's start from Love City Center.
Okay.
What is it about?
Okay. Love City Center, like it's a vibrant multi-ethnic church. Multi-ethnic in the sense that we are not a particular tribe, or not a particular location. We are crosswise from different tribe, really different tribe, and a set of people coming with one heart to serve God. The Love City Center actually is a church, and it was born out of a zeal for me, just being able to transmit the right perspective of God's opinion and God's image to younger people, and that's how we became the Love City Center.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in summary, Love City Center is a young people ministry.
Well, we don't want to call it a young people ministry. It started as a youth kind of church. It used to be a ministry, and then we translated back into church. So it serves for young and old together.
Yeah, because I asked that because it is not always easy to run a ministry that has to do with the youth. Because we are in a generation where the youth don't really want to do, most of the youth don't really want to do, anything churchy like that. You understand?
Yeah.
So, from your experience, how challenging would you say that this has been for you?
Well, okay, for me, it was always something. Okay, for me, I think it was the zeal, the drive for me. The drive, okay, like I always try to say, I never wanted to be a pastor. I never wanted to do ministry. But I just felt the need that with the right sense of information about who God is, because we were coming from a perspective where you go to church and they say, young people don't like to serve God, young people don't like to serve God, young people don't like to serve God. But I think it wasn't really true. So I wanted to give a guide and a lead to having the younger people on what grounds, what was the issue, why would they say young people don't like to serve God, and why is it that you don't want young people in church? But for the fact that we had a youth ministry, I think it is not entirely true that young people don't like to serve God, or young people don't want to be in ministry, don't want to do ministry. I think it's because of the wrong perspective they have. From the side of this world, we feel that we should get to a particular age before you get into ministry. I hear people say things like you ought to gain the place of experience. The place of experience isn't bad, isn't out of the game. But you see, when it comes to God, God will first work with yielded minds and then equip them. And God will first work with yielded minds, equip them. So you cannot always be complete for God to use you. At every point in time of your life, you could find God who wants to use. And if God find a person first yielded, then he will begin to use the person and expose the person to more knowledge and more training so the person can be. So basically, like you said, I think the challenge there was just trying to pass the right perspective of information to the right people.
Oh, wow. That's good to know, sir. But then again, my question to you would be, because there is this notion that, when you look at a young ministry setting, because the truth of the matter is, no matter how we want to look at it, when you're running a ministry, there are a lot of things involved.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
And most of these things involved, has to do with the financial aspect of running that ministry.
Yes.
Because every ministry needs finance to grow.
Yes.
And there's always this notion that, young people, don't really have money like that. You understand? So from your journey so far, how has it been for you running a youth ministry with that notion?
Yeah.
How have you coped with that?
Okay, first and foremost, whether youth or grown or
Yeah.
old or whatever ministry, first and foremost, we must first understand that every ministry is God given.
Yeah.
If you, sorry, let me use our African language. So, person say, if you send yourself, you could pay your transport.
Definitely.
But person we send, you supposed to pay your transport.
Definitely.
So I buy the notion that, whether youth or old or whatever it is, first and foremost, God's work
Yeah.
is God sponsored.
Yeah.
God's work is God sponsored.
Yeah.
So you must have that right perspective. So for me, I knew that it was God sponsored. Somebody asked me then when we started, the person said that what I plan to do with your life. I said I'm into youth ministry. Youth ministry. And the person said, that young people don't have money. you know that young people don't have money. So I said I was not going into ministry for the money. I was going into ministry because I saw a need and God had given me a call to the people. So I trust God to sponsor. And why I settled that with God. I had asked God, I said, Lord, I am willing to do what you wanted me to do. If you will not make me not beg for what to eat, not beg for what to wear, not beg for where to stay. And God sent me back to Matthew, where he said, I don't think about what you will eat, what you will drink, what you will wear, for all the unbelievers who don't know God at what. So God said, those are the things that, even not just because of ministry, I take care of people, my own, my children, and all that. So I got into ministry trusting God completely. In fact, ministry our ministry is faith-based. We got completely into trusting God for funds. Now, this is what it is. God began to give me different kind of ideas, put my hands to work, put my mind to work. Like, I'm a conference speaker. I, speak here and there. And then God began to give me perspective to be able to talk around, which now bring the funds. But funny enough, down the line, the same young people that didn't have money are the major partners of our ministry today, the same young people. So I think, so for me, God gives you a vision, trust God.
Definitely.
Put in all the equipment in which God wants you to give in. The return will always come back heavy. So that's just for me. So.
I think this is so profound because it's all about that trust.
Yeah.
That trust, because at the end of the day, the question is, who sent you?
Yes, who sent you?
Who sent you? Because the moment you know that this is the person that has sent you to do this thing, and then you begin to examine the qualities of this person that has sent you.
Yes.
You know for sure that this person cannot lie.
Yes.
This person cannot fail.
Yes.
So all you need to do is just building.
Yes.
Like you said.
Building. Who said? Funny enough. Let me say this. How about people who God gets to send them into rural places where they are poor people?
Exactly.
Where they are poor people.
Exactly.
And God send them to that, and God send them to those places, and all that. But you see, like you said, it's about who sent you.
Yeah.
I think the mistake people tend to do there is just that. The moment people get the call, they forget the caller and begin to create for themselves sponsorship. Yeah, sponsorship comes from men, but God begins to touch the heart of the people to do that. So we must not take our eyes away. The mistake that we must not take our eyes away from who has called you. What has he called you? To whom has he called you? There's always provision for every vision. So God brings the pro into the vision. So you take the vision and let God handle the provision.
Wow. Wow. God brings the pro into the vision. Oh my God, that's a huge punchline. Pastor,
yes.
In this generation that we're in right now, and I think a few days ago, Pastor Iyadeboye even made a publicity, where he was admonishing the, younger ministries, younger ministers, rather, trying to let them know that it doesn't matter what they think, they know now that the, fathers of faith, the true fathers of faith doesn't have, but they should, maintain that spirit of humility.
Yes.
Now, my question to you is: there's been a lot of, you know, conversations going on here and there where we see young ministers, talking down on fathers of faith, and stuff like that. What is your take on that?
To use the kindest words, that's foolishness.
Okay.
That's foolishness.
Yeah.
Because, knowledge is progressive, but knowledge has foundation. So there is whatever we're building now, whatever we hold in high esteem right now,
Yeah.
had a foundation.
Yeah.
Had a foundation. It didn't just come up somewhere.
Yeah.
And all that. We might seem to be more exposed in knowledge over certain fathers, but they dug the wells in which we are fetching from. So it is foolishness for us to begin here. In fact, when I see younger ministers or young ministers trying to downplay the place of the fathers who had gone ahead of us. Why? Because you are able to divide some certain one or two kind of revelation.
Yeah.
It's foolishness, because if they had not set this foundation, we will be boasting over the same knowledge we have today. So they created the foundation for us. So I'll say it's foolishness. And me in person, I frown at that. I will not even associate with anybody who likes to talk about the fathers, and Bible talks about Jesus Christ speaking. He said pride goes before a fall. He says, what if every person who is proudful, experience disgrace. I'm paraphrasing now. Experience disgrace, and all that, and all that. So the tendencies, knowledge puffs up, but that's why we're believers. One of the fruit of the Spirit is what? One of the fruit of the Spirit is humility.
Yeah.
You've been able to. In fact, I see that true sense of knowledge is displayed in humility. The more you know, the more it should make you more humble.
Yeah.
That's why I say. So if you go ahead talking against or debunking or standing against the fathers, you are foolish. It's just like we have. Okay. It's just like because our parents who gave birth to us don't know as much as we do now.
Yeah.
Then we now disown them,
Yeah.
or we just look down on them, forgetting that what we came from us, if they don't yield themselves to give birth to us, will not be even here to even know the things that we know. So we cannot look down.
You said something. You said knowledge is progressive.
Yeah.
I think where people get it wrong is, let's cite a possible example.
Yeah.
For instance, when you go to the university, you have a set of lecturers who are regarded as
assistant lecturers.
Assistant lecturers. Thank you very much. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
When you go to the university, you have lecturers who are under the category of assistant lecturers.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Now, these assistant lecturers have the liberty to lecture students.
That's right.
Without the supervision of a senior lecturer.
Yes, right.
They have the liberty to set exam questions.
Yes.
They have the liberty to mark exam scripts.
Yes.
Now, by the time these assistant lecturers have gotten to the point in their academic career where they become let's say doctors or professors.
Yes.
If you play a video of them in classroom when they were assistant lecturers, and a side-by-side video now that they have become doctors or professors, teaching a particular topic that they taught them, you will agree with me that there will be difference in it.
Yes.
The reason being that more knowledge has come out.
Yes.
More in-depth knowledge has come out. You understand?
Yes.
So I think where the young ministers are getting it wrong, is the fact that what I taught you 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, is a bit different to what I'm telling you right now. Does not necessarily mean that that's 20 years ago it was wrong.
It was wrong.
You understand? So it could still be that based on the knowledge, based on the level of knowledge and deep understanding that I had back then, that was what I was teaching you.
Yes.
And now that I also have a better knowledge, this is also the better version of myself. You understand? So I think that, or rather, should I say, I think it would be understandable to say that perhaps the younger ministers, have to really take a chill pill And just like you said, and get to understand that this well that they are drawing from now, that they are drinking, it was dug by some people.
That's right.
And hopefully they end up getting it right.
Yeah.
And all that.
You know, there's this scenario where I had a particular stream where people were fetching from, a particular stream where people were fetching from, you know, and all that. And then the stream branched somewhere. So the more it branched, the more it went further, the more it became more purer. So a particular person, the left, they said, oh no, we have a purer stream ahead of it. And then people now started fetching from, and then forgot about what was behind. Now, after a while, because what was behind, the source of the stream was not taken care of, it began to to produce some certain kind of things. But guess what? Everything it started producing, everything, the debt and everything started flowing back
to what was ahead.
To what was ahead. And that's just it. You know, and all that. Now, they took all the dirty stuff and translated to us something that was pure.
Yeah.
But we cannot forgo where the source is coming from.
Yeah.
And then now say that, okay, we'll block it. If you block the source, there will not be any extension of water in the other stream. Just a matter of time, everything will just go off. Yeah, and all that. And that's just what's happening. I think it's the devil's plot.
Wow. Okay, Pastor Sam.
Yes.
Away from ministry, you are also a relationship teacher.
Okay. Yeah.
First of all, let me ask, are you in a relationship?
Yes, I'm in a relationship.
Do you know what I'm asking? A lot of people will tell you that it's way more easier to teach relationship than to do relationship.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So now, my question to you will be, to what extent will you say that your teachings on relationship have also affected your own personal relationship?
Okay, like you said, okay, they always say, it's always been said that knowledge is power. But I always add this, I said, applicable knowledge is power. Because you could have general knowledge, and then that are not applicable. And then, but applicable knowledge is what applicable knowledge is what is power, because it's just the fact that somebody can know something, that you know something, but your belief in it can also differ. The belief, and your belief comes out of what? The application on how you walk through it. So my knowledge about relationships helps me to boil down. I think my relationship is just a footage for me to practice what I have learned.
Okay.
Practice what I have learned. So, so what I know now, my relationship now gives me an avenue where I can practice that which I know and I've come to believe. And my relationship is a test dose for me before I relate it out, to the public, to also feed people. So oftentimes when I talk about my relationship, I try to bring a few stories that are practical. So I tell them, I said, these are not just head knowledge.
Yeah.
These are not just reproofing from somebody's article. This is something that are applicable. That I see that, okay, they are applicable if you follow through them, and it works. And a lot of times, we've had healthy, with no boast, to all glory to God. I think so far back in church, we have young people. I've never had to settle scores on relationship issues. If my people follow practically the practical keys and steps of the things I teach to them, they're having a happy home wherever they are.
Oh, wow. That is good to know. Yeah. But then in this topic of relationship, let's dwell a bit in it.
Go ahead.
There is should I rather say that there is a notion that people have on doing relationship or on dating. And there's also an actual, knowledge of what it ought to be. So there is a passive way of doing dating, doing relationship, and there's also an actual way of what it ought to be. So what would you say, pertaining to how people do relationship and how people actually supposed to do relationship?
I think I start off with a statement. A mentor of mine, wrote in his book, Miles Moron. He said, "When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable." So, so practically, first and foremost, a lot of people don't know relationship. A lot of people just feel that relationship is just a medium where I want to express that which I feel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's which I feel. Now, our feelings comes in different perspectives. Your feelings can be engineered by environment, can be engineered by peer pressure, can be engineered by information, can be engineered, by society, that. So people come on these different platforms to now form relationships. So what is even dating? What is dating? Dating in our core life now, that's what they call boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
But the idea about dating is just you getting to meet an opposite sex and get to know the person better, to see if you guys can be able to build something in the future.
I'm going to cut you here because when you say to get to know someone better, it's complex.
Okay, yeah. Well,
it's complex. Well. If I want to know you better, there's a lot of things about you that I will want to know better.
Yeah.
For instance, if I am from the opposite sex, and I want to get to know you better, I could feel that, okay, I want to know you better on your spiritual angle. I want to know you better on your ability to handle situations as a man. I want to know you better on, should I say, your financial level. Or I could even say, okay, that I want to know you better if we are even looking at it from the sexual aspect. You understand? So, to what extent, permit you to say, is extent enough when it comes to dating?
When it comes to dating, I think there are limits.
Okay.
I think there are limits. I think that's where people fail to understand. Dating, first and foremost, like you see somebody from a distance, you want to come close to the person to find out who this person is. And then when it becomes more serious, when you are comfortable, you put your manifesto. From dating, it becomes courtship. So dating can be, you don't really have to have a futuristic marital relationship to date somebody. So dating can just be on the ground of, okay, you want to sort out a new set of new friends, you want to create a new company for yourself, and all that. So you want to know, because for you to allow somebody into your space, you want to know the person. Now this is what it entails. But generally, people had abused that privilege. So people don't even talk. People don't even ask the right questions. We just see somebody.
So, okay. So you're saying now that the period of dating is not the period of I love you.
No.
It's not the period of Netflix and chill.
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Those are distractions.
Yeah.
Those are distractions. Practically, if you walk, okay. The abuse about this thing there is just that somebody can walk up to a lady for the very first time. You see the lady and say, because she's beautiful, and then say, I love you. That's a lie. That's a lie. Love grows. Love needs information to grow. And that is why you discover that after 2 days, the guy doesn't want, she's calling you.
So you're saying that there are no love at first sight?
No, there's no love at first sight. Okay. There's no love. Love grows. Love needs information to grow. Love is about trust. Love is about trust. There's infatuation at first sight.
Okay. Pastor Sam, you're a pastor. And I'm going to take you on your word. Let's go back to the creation of, the word. When Adam woke up, he saw Eve. And he said, this is the bone of my bone. The flesh of my flesh. That is love. Where was the space for growth?
Where was Eve created from?
From Adam.
From Adam. The information Adam needed was already, this is from me. He knew her. He recognized her. So the whole picture there is just that when he woke up, he recognized that he knew her. And this was God.
So
Adam
he
was.
knew that this has been a part of
This is part of me. He
Something
knew.
left.
That's why he said, "This is the bone of my bone."
Okay.
But now, perspective. I found an evil lady. I don't know anything about her. I don't know her culture. I don't know her behavioral pattern.
Well, we all have missing ribs. Right? I
Well,
thought we all have missing ribs.
well. I don't know if your rib is missing. I don't know where you slept.
So
I don't know where you slept.
so you're saying you don't have a missing rib?
You know, the idea about missing rib.
Yeah.
The concept about missing rib, it's not applicable.
Okay.
It's not applicable now because we can say God destined people for people, but the idea about you thinking that your rib is missing, your rib is intact.
Okay.
It was just that God was trying to cut short the information process for Adam. If God had created Eve from somewhere, from a clay, and brought him to Adam, Adam will need to go through the process of knowing Eve. Go through the process of knowing Eve. And I think that's really why we have issues in relationship. People get into relationship, people they don't know. I mean, like you just met somebody, you started telling the person I love you. Why? Because what? Ladies are moved by the things they hear, guys are moved by the things they see. But that's not enough. I'm very sure you've met a couple of ladies in which oh boy, you right from to the gutter looking at them. You know, but at the end, you know, if you pull closer to them, there's just something that you say, oh boy, man. How many times have you said thank God? But you see, so that's what dating serves us about. We just come friendly. I come close to you. I don't need to begin to employ some intimate words here and all that. Intimate words have to come out of your informed mind, and that's stupidity. If you are not informed and then you are stepping in to go and finding out here and all that. That's why when people break up, the lady will say, "But you said you love me," and the guy was wondering, "Did I really say I love?" Why? Because what? The moment information comes in, is either you are comfortable or you are what? Not comfortable. And whatever you are not comfortable about, the mind begins to fight it. Your whole body system begins to fight it. Suddenly you want space. Suddenly you feel that what it's just best you just stay on your own. And then there's just something inside of you. Now, no matter how faithful it is, you just begin to realize, man, did I make a mistake? And there are people in which what? So if we take out the I love you, if you take out the manifesto of my emotions to a person, it would have served you time. Because when people know that they don't have anything at stake, they don't pretend.
When people know
they don't have anything
that
at
they don't
stake,
have anything at stake,
they don't pretend.
Wow.
Yeah. So they come. So they come.
Can you explain that a bit? When people know that they don't have, is it that they don't have anything at stake, or they don't have anything to lose?
No. In the sense that, first and foremost, if I know, okay, for instance, now if you meet a girl in which she knows that, well, this is just a regular guy. She's not sure if the person has interest.
I get it now. She has nothing to pretend about.
She has nothing to pretend about. She's just going on being herself. Yeah, and all that. But the moment she feels that, oh, this guy is interested in me, she begins to put up
a part you will like.
A part you will like. She begin to put up a part you will like just to make sure that. And then if you don't give room for dating just to know this person, don't use those intimate words around the person.
Yeah.
You just always find the person that, okay, get to the point where they, oh, this person have anger issues. And I like this person. Oh, this person doesn't really know how to keep a home. This person talks anyhow. This person has, respect issues. You need to pick those things, and then you conclude from your heart and say, okay, but this is a no-go area. Or maybe you say, oh, this person is actually, this is who this person is. This person loves people. This person is accommodating. This person is nice. This person is truly. And that's where you know, okay, based on my conclusion on what I just found out from dating,
let's not proceed to courting. Wow. Before we enter that courting, I kind of totally agree with you, on that not having anything at stake and having something at stake, because I usually tell my female friend, if you are getting to know a guy and the guy asks you this simple question, what kind of a guy do you like? That is a setup.
Yes. Yes.
Don't you ever answer that question. Because the moment you answer that question,
Yeah.
oh my God, he's going to be that guy.
Yeah.
You like a guy that brings chocolate to you? Okay, fine. Provided he has the money, he will supply you that chocolate. You understand? So it's just like when a guy is asking, what kind of a guy do you like? It's more of an expo. He wants to get into it. He wants to know the easy. I feel that's the easiest way to penetrate into a lady because the moment you drop that bomb, okay, I like a guy that calls me in the morning. I like a guy that texts me at night. I like a guy that buys me something. You understand? So he knows that for him to get you, he has to do those things. You understand? And then the moment he does them, it becomes so easy. You understand? So I think this relates so well with what you said about having something at stake and not having something at stake. We've seen situations where, and I'm saying this without really blaming the guys, you get, because when it comes to dating, we've seen instances where ladies believe that is what you're capable of doing in the face of dating that will make them know if they can be able to proceed further with you. So you understand? So at that point, some guys are obliged to do a lot of stuff that I call investment. You just want to treat her right. You just want her to know that you can provide for her. You can do this. You can do that. Are you saying that that is not needed in the face of dating?
Um, Scripture says something. It says, "Gift works like charm."
Okay.
It works like charm. There's nothing wrong in a guy giving, but it shouldn't get to the point in which you want to use your gift your gift to be able to wave away the basic need for reasoning.
Okay.
During dating and courtship, nobody is entitled. During dating and courtship, nobody is entitled to anything.
Okay.
Everything is just basically based on share gifts.
Okay.
There should not be any entitlement. So there should be limits to which what a person can want to invest to try to do. Your investment should just be in the need that what you want to be able to know the person better, not buy the person.
Okay.
Not buy the person. They are two different things. Not buy the person. Because dating, there's something called date. For dating, there should be date. So we set a date, we hang out. Now I can pay that. I can pay the bills because that could serve me a room where you'll be more comfortable. I'm in a closer range with you and all that. If because we are close, the girl begin to send a list of certain demands, that is not correct.
Okay.
That is not correct because you see what ladies do here, what some ladies do there is just that they begin to see a guy as a means to reach their end, and that's not correct. So it doesn't serve anything. So no guy is under any pressure to be able to display beyond that which he wants to provide, as long as but when the moment you get to the point where your responsibility grows when you have moved from dating into courtship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talking about responsibilities and courtship right now.
Yeah.
To what extent should a guy be responsible enough?
Courtship is not marriage.
Yes.
The lady is still under the roof of her parents.
Yeah.
She's still her parents' responsibility.
Yeah.
You are only helping because relationship generally it's that I'm coming to aid you. I'm not coming to take your parental responsibility away from you. I'm only aiding you. So even in courtship, the thing there's just that because this is the person I want to spend my future in with, I begin to put some certain level of investment in this person, but you don't take the place of the person's family. The only time you take the place of the person's parents is when you're married to the person. That's when you take full responsibility over what the person is. So foolishly, when people begin to go making some extreme investments that are meant to be happening in marriage, and then later when it doesn't work out and they say that this person lied and cheated to me, who sent you? So it sends. It's because people feel that the moment you are into a relationship with somebody, that it's not yet, you feel that, man, it is my responsibility. No, it's not your responsibility. You have to know the limit of your responsibility And then when it's not the limit of your responsibility. So that would have really been able to cure the whole lot.
It's good you're saying this now because we've had a lot of situations, where we get of a lot of stories where we see guys, who have paid, some ladies, probably trained some ladies in school and all that. And then all of a sudden they come out and like, no, we can marry you, you get. And it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Just like you said, who sent you?
Yeah.
But there is also one other angle that I want us to address.
Go ahead.
Now, this is a personal opinion.
Yes.
I am of the opinion that as a guy, even before you do anything, because when you kind of take a research on most of the guys that falls under this category, in most cases, those guys never even went to school. You understand?
Yeah.
So we've had cases of guys or men who didn't go to school, but train women in school because they have the opinion that when they graduate, they will marry them.
Okay.
You get? So would you advise, or would you rather say to men that even before you train a lady in school, let it even be that you as the man or you as a guy have already gone through that route? You get? Because I'm saying this because most of the times women are creatures that always love to learn from the men.
Yeah.
And when I say learn, they want to feel secure, around the men.
Yeah.
And it comes in different folds. It could be financial, it could be knowledge, it could be security, you understand? Whatever aspect. So when you as a guy, probably a mechanic or you're an electrician or whatever it is, that have not really gone through the university, not that you cannot sponsor yourself. You can, but you just don't see the need for it.
Yeah.
Then you not sponsor another lady to go through it.
Yeah.
Now the lady is out because you believe that you guys were going to get married. Yeah. And now she is saying, I'm sorry, I cannot marry someone that didn't go to school.
Yeah.
How do you address that?
If ladies live upwards, men live downwards. I'm going to explain that. Most ladies' mind, their mind is channeled towards, they want to look up to something.
Yeah.
So they like progressive. So they like, and all that. It's just practically how they are wired. And all that. It takes an extra knowledge and discipline and the fear of God for a lady to want to submit to people, to a person who she feels she is higher than. So there must be something a man must be higher than a lady about. So a man lives downward in the sense that what? A man lives on the path where he has to conquer. You have to conquer. So even if that's why I said, if you're in a relationship and you try to send a lady to school, that's beautiful. But put it in the back of your mind. If you have not made a court order or
it's not a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee.
It's just a gift.
It's a gift. Make it right. It's a gift, and people should do that. It's a gift. Let it not be a compelling thing that what, because I am in a relationship with this person, it is a right. No, it is not a right. It's a gift. As long as you're not married, like I said, the only time it becomes a right is when you are married. It's when you are married. Yeah. So, but in the system where people, you put a lady through school thinking that she is coming back to come and get married to you, that's a risky venture. Until you people are clear about it legally, clear about it, and all that. And especially in a world where the fear of God doesn't stay in people's hearts anymore, and all that. So why would you want to take that is a risky decision. I wouldn't really, if somebody comes to me and they wants to do that, I say, well, I'll tell the person the same thing I'm saying right now. Is either you are setting up in your heart that what you are doing a benevolent work.
Which might not you do anything.
A benevolent work which might not do anything. Yeah, love gives. So you say, okay, well, because of the strength of my love, I want to see that this person becomes better at the detriment of your finances, and all that. But if you get to the point where you said, okay, you want to cast this because you feel that tomorrow things change. The lady might grow upward and begin to see that what you are not good enough for her. And then probably maybe if she begins to see that what you do don't have a prospect of conquering her in the future, she likes to take another leap, except she has got the fear of God. And there are many exceptional ladies as such who come back and show appreciation and said, okay, because my man is better. And oftentimes, ladies who do that tend to come back to make their men better than them. Because every lady, now I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it round this up. Every lady has the ability to make a man better. Yeah, it's because it's cultural. It's cultural that has demeaned, and society that had demeaned and made a lady look weak. And that's what I was dealing with some weeks ago, some few days ago. Like yesterday in church. And that was, who was the lady in Genesis? Let's go back to Genesis when the Bible says, "And God created man and said, it is not good for a man to be alone. I will make him a helpmeet." Now, we always use the slang called "my helper, my helper, my helper." When you call someone say "my helper," the picture is that what your helper is always stronger
than you.
Yeah. So when God brought the woman into our life, that's what the Bible says. He that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor. In the real context, the help who is coming into my life is stronger than me. So she ought to build. That's why the Bible says that what a wise woman builds, because it is in a woman to build something. It's a woman to build something. So ladies who don't have a right sense of their identity or know who they are, always think that what they are coming to a man's life to take advantage of the man, not knowing that what they have the capacity to come to build. So if a lady comes into your life, you should be better off than you were. She should be able to build, because she has inside of her the capacity to be able to build. And the Bible says a foolish woman tears what is already there down. So oftentimes when you discover that people who send ladies to school, you only send a foolish person. Because by the time she rejects you, something about you is turned down. But the one who is wise goes there and knows that I'm coming back to make this man better, because what inside of me is the tool to begin to build a man up. So the fact that there is just that society has abused the place of having the woman understand, the ladies understand their worth, their in-depth personality and capacity. So because of that, you see, anything that God has produced, the devil tries to corrupt. So the information comes and the lady is looking at herself as weak. She sees that what I need somebody who is well-to-do to make my life better. She doesn't know that what the real well-to-doness is inside of her. She doesn't come to bring it. She needs a man who she can develop and make him better with the favor factor and then the goodness inside of her to make him feel better. So if ladies begin to understand that, I think that the society will help. And that's what and that's my recent campaign, to be able to bring ladies into the full notion of knowing who they are based on scriptural values. But look through scriptures. Look through scriptures. Ladies who stood. In fact, it will surprise you to know that I'm going to tell you one of my best character. It will shock you to know that what in the Bible is Delilah.
I wanted to guess. Because I wanted to guess that name.
Secondly, my best character is Jezebel. Man, but the top notch of the characters is this. I'm just going to say and I'm drop it. I'll choose top notch of the character is Jezebel. Now, why would I choose Jezebel? When you hear Jezebel, you just think of the negative side. But guess what? A king, Jezebel married a king. And this guy couldn't conquer he wanted something and he couldn't get it. He came back home. His face was down. First and foremost, Jezebel rose up and recognized when his face was down. And asked him, what is it? When he said it, Jezebel said, relax.
Calm down.
Relax.
I have this under control.
I have it under control. So you see, now, this was the king. He had the power. This was just the wife, as you could put it, the woman in the other room. But she was not just a woman in the other room. She said what he could not do, she was able to achieve for him. She threatened a man of God, renowned man of God, and he left the city. What kind of woman is that? She's the one who know her worth, know that I've come to make this guy's life better and in peace. And guess what? In the city, Jezebel was the problem, and not even the king. Do you understand? So if ladies have the right perspective of knowing that what inside of me is to build this person, I think they'll start having a better mindset, a better perspective to life and relationship than what we have.
Because at the end of the day, it's all about the individual involved. Oh, wow. Man. This is so profound, because in most cases it's very easy to use a group of individuals and just generalize everyone.
You
understand? And we say that ladies are bad, don't even.
I know.
In fact, some guys will even tell that it's better you go and buy a dog and start training that dog, because with time the dog will reproduce, and you will make some profit than to train a lady in university.
I feel that I feel that every lady is good. It's just the right information they have. Some people some people grow up from dysfunctional homes. Some people grow up with the wrong information. Some people don't have any good basic information. So people work with what they know. So if they know better, I think they will do better.
All right, awesome. I mean, the Bible also talks about can two work together except they agree. You understand? And we also have ladies who are putting in effort, but just maybe the guys are not really reciprocating. You know, and it can be so stressful that you're trying to make something work, but you feel like the guy is not really giving you that space to make that thing work. What do you have to say about that?
Well, the scriptures the reason why the Bible calls a man a groom, calls it a bridegroom. So the word groom is to bring up something, is to raise something. Okay. I feel that as much as a lady builds, a man has to create the environment, Ladies naturally were created to be receptors. Receptor. So whatever you give to her, she's supposed to multiply it. She's supposed to grow it. So the man creates the environment where the lady can be able to build something. So men ought to know. So it all boils down. It all boils down to knowledge.
Yeah.
To knowledge. To know. The Bible says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge," because they don't even know. They don't even know. We have people who come into relationship with the perspective of what they see. They think that practically these things just work out like that. So people complain over the things they are meant to be fixing. And order.
Yeah.
They are meant to be fixing. So in fact, the Bible talks about the man. He says, a man does what? He says he dresses the woman and presents him unto himself. So if you don't dress it, if you leave it naked, then it begins to, it brings you back shame, because everything naked leads to shame. Yeah, and order. So men ought to know that I have a part to play. Understanding these things, groom the lady, and then let her grow something. And if you do whatever you give to her, she brings it. And the same thing as well. Whatever you give to her, we give her seeds, she gives us children. Yeah, and all that.
So you're saying, I feel it's a bit tricky now.
Yeah.
Are you saying that whatever character that a woman brings out is as a result of what she received?
What she received. Basically, like first we talked about value on different sides.
Yeah.
Your values already led you to the kind of person who agrees with your value. So the person agrees with your path, so you make the person a choice. When you make the person a choice, now you begin to give the person the in-depth equipment that the person will now start building on.
Okay.
Just building on. So building on, you give the person the environment, give the person the healthy living. I think it just boils down to we being able to come up with making the right choices based on our values. That's why we cannot throw our values away. But by the time you're able to find the person who agrees with your value, she comes in here, she's looking up to you. You now give her the right equipment, create the right environment, begin to teach her your values, because she has already accepted to work in your values, and you both values agree. Teach her your values, and you people begin to grow. You're already grooming her, then she's turned into the best thing that you can ever have. So when people are knowledgeable, when people are knowledgeable on both sides, things just go on.
Wow. I mean, this is I just feel like this is a whole lot of an eye-opener, even to me as well. But then, let's talk about sacrifices. Let's talk about sacrifices.
Yes.
So many people have gotten into marriage because they feel like they have sacrificed so much to work out from.
Yes.
You understand? So you feel like a lady could possibly feel like, I've given this guy a lot. You understand? I've invested so much into his life, or I've done a lot of abortion for him or anything. Just things that could mean sacrifice, you know. So how do I now walk away from him and start all over again? You understand? And on the part of guys, they also feel the same way. I've done this for her, I sent her to do this, I
Yeah.
did that, you
Yeah.
understand? So I can't just walk away now and start looking for someone else to start this whole thing over again. Instead, let's just try and make it work. You understand? So on the process of now trying to make it work,
It's not working.
it's not working.
Yeah, if I, I believe there's nothing like too far not to turn back,
Too far not to come back.
and there's nothing like too much not to rebuild.
There's nothing like too far not to turn back.
There's
And
nothing
there's
like
nothing like
too
too
much
much not to rebuild.
Not too much not to rebuild. It also, there's something called self-value. There's something called self-value. It happens more to ladies. People get into places where they are holding on to abusive relationship because they feel that what their investment, and even guys too.
Yeah.
It's about value. Now, this is you, first and foremost, who has invested so much. This is you. It means that you have so much. So you can always, you see, let's bring relationship. Maybe let's look at relationship back in the sense of a good businessman.
Okay.
A person who is a good businessman knows that what business is in him. Business is not just about what is there.
Yeah.
So if he crashes today, he can be able to start again. Now, why is it that people crash in business and are willing to start again and are afraid that what in relationship they cannot start again? It's self-value. It's self-value. They don't feel that people who even do that are fighting with themselves. There's nobody too good that you cannot find another. For the fact that you felt that you found something good and you built it, it means that it is inside of you to always find something good.
Yeah.
So you can always find it anywhere. So when something begins to get too abusive, when something begins to get not giving you the right kind of vibes, let it go and build again. In fact, you can be able to also build something better. You see, the thing there is just that people like to learn lessons and correct. People like to learn lessons on mistakes and feel that a mistake should reverse itself and become good. It doesn't work that way. A mistake is something that happened and passed. Move on. Take the lesson, move on, and build on something that is good. So don't stay there. If something doesn't want you, if something doesn't want you now, it might not want you in the future. Because the same picture the thing has about you is the same picture that it develops.
Yeah.
And all that. For something to become better, it has to be destroyed, cut out, and then started again. So when you keep holding on to something that doesn't want you, it might not want you. You only live in pain. And that's why you discover that people bring up philosophies from their pain. And then you who have not had a pain, you are picking up those philosophies, but you don't know the foundational thing. There is just that. So there's not too far not to turn back, and there's not too much not to rebuild again. It's a sense of value, sense of worth. So if you love if you love yourself, if you have found value and worth in yourself, you can easily let anything go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, Pastor Sam, thank you so much.
I'm grateful.
I mean, this has been a lot of an eye-opening stuff, for me, and you're so awesome to have you here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm grateful.
All right, guys, you have heard it. It's never too far not to turn back, and it's never too much not to rebuild. All right, so this is another episode of Moment with Ifeanyi, and as you have always known, we are on all social media platforms. All right, so just follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Moment with Ifeanyi. And do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Moment with Ifeanyi Productions. All right? So, till I see you again next time, thank you.